You only have so many times to undermine, disrespect. Good morning. So it's been a little over a month since I last actually filmed a video. So I figured this past month was really big transition wise. So I didn't do too much recording. I didn't do any at all actually. A lot has changed recently and I feel slightly more ready to get back in action because I enjoy making videos and I'm like, I need my hobby back. So hello, if you've never been here before, my name is Anna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. If you are returning, thanks for sticking it out and waiting for me to get my life together. First things first, I said in my last video that I was doing some new things job-wise. So yeah, I left the daycare where I was working and I am now a full-time nanny. Right now I am doing backup shifts until September, where I'm going to be with one family for at least a year. So new things. There's been a lot with that transition, a lot of emotions, a lot of things that needed to be said, things that should just have never have been said, but yes. So today I didn't pick up any shifts because my last day of work was 2 days ago, and when I was on my way to my last day of the daycare, the new job asked if I could have an emergency shift. So I was like, okay, sure. So I've done 2 shifts now since being gone from the daycare for borderline 2 days. So yeah, and it's been good. I've picked up at least 10 more and into the next month. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't think I did that math right, but I picked up a lot of shifts. So, you know, the money will be made and it'll be good. But today I decided to not take any shifts and I'm gonna just have a little debrief transition type of day. The homestead is in shambles, really jacked up. So I need to get some things in order. Also, I have a few little errands to run. Today I'm getting a retie, which I'm excited about. It's been 8 weeks since the last one. Also, I have not just been in my pajamas until after 9 a.m. on a freaking Thursday in forever. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, but yeah, let's get into the day. Oh my gosh. It's several hours later. I haven't done a whole bunch, but let me show you my cutesy lunch. We got the chicken, the broccoli, and the applesauce. We need to go grocery shopping. I totally would have made rice with it, but as you can see, yeah. Try to make this as quick as possible. So I am supposed to be posting today, but I don't know if that's gonna happen because I realized that I took a little portion of the video to explain why I left my job, but it went on for too long and it was difficult to edit, and I think it was slightly still too fresh. So I felt like there was a little extracurricular activity in there. So I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna keep it a little more concise. So the main thing is that essentially I was fed up with a few things. Primarily, there's a lot of favoritism, a lot of things that were not happening the way that the book tells you they should be happening, and just some pretty blatant disrespect towards staff members and even some kids. Yeah, just outlandish things were said to people from the top. It just was stuff that I was just not willing to put up with anymore. There were good times, there were laughs, there were all the good things, there was bonding and everything, but you only have so many times to undermine, disrespect, talk to me or someone else funny before it's like, you know what, this is not the environment that I want to spend 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in. So yeah, that's basically why I left. If you have a problem with me sharing my life and my story on my own social medias, it is what it is. Well, no, I don't really apologize, but I wish you the best. So yeah, that's the concise version. There have been a lot of emotions lately. Yeah, there have been a lot of emotions lately. People are not happy with me. I wrote a nice thick letter to management telling them exactly, like, well, in better words, obviously, with lots of examples of these little incidences. And so everything I'm saying right now, I've already told them. So now I'm just kind of sharing it here because it's my life. Anyway, so yeah, I felt like that felt a little spicier than I wanted it to. So yeah, and I know that I can never say like I was the perfect employee either. After being at the center for about 2 years, I learned how to yell at kids myself. And then once I started learning better, then I was like, okay, let me bring it back. But I know I was not perfect. So I can pull the product of my environment card, but at the end of the day, I made choices. Also, like my last 3 years, 2 or 3 years at the daycare, I was complaining about like every little thing. Well, there was a lot of stuff to complain about, but I did not always have to choose to articulate my frustration about everything. So, you know, I was never a perfect employee. I was never a perfect teacher. I'm like, I've learned better and I was trying to do better. And I was like, you know what? The better just does not seem to be working here. It literally wasn't until I started working for my CDA in 2022. And I was like in classes with all these other like caregivers. And I was just started to see like, wow, there is so much at my place of employment that is just not right. And at first it was hard to accept that, but it was just reality. It is what it is. Also, can we stop saying that being rude and berating and belittling kids is okay because we're Black? Like, can we actually stop doing that? Because it's really silly. No, guys, yeah. There's a lot of stuff done in the name of the culture that just should not be done. And we need to get it together. That's basically why I left my job. But on a much happier note, I'm thoroughly enjoying the nannying gig, like a lot. I've gotten a lot of shifts in. RJ told me I come home from work happy, which I agree with and am very, very much excited about. Very sweet families and great work environment. Leadership is top notch. Also, I would like to say though, I definitely miss my daycare kids, like hardcore. They were never the problem. Sometimes their parents, sometimes the admin, but never the kids. I do miss them, and leaving them was hard. But yeah. Okay, so that was it. That's the short version. Okay. So I pulled up to Kroger too early to pick up my pickup order. Because they said it was completed with no substitutions, nothing out of stock. So I read that in Aldi language and was like, oh, I can go pick it up now. But I can't say that I'm here still until 2, so I have like 40 minutes. So, I could go to Big B. That could be fun. I haven't been to Big B in a while. Okay, one thing that I am absolutely loving and appreciating about my lock journey is that, like, I remember one of my older sisters said this, but like when people have locks, like we feel like we have to talk to each other. Sis at the drive-thru, like she had on a little wig or whatever, because she just starting too. So she was like, oh my gosh, I like your locks. I'm starting out. So we're just sitting there talking about locks in the drive-thru. And I'm just like, and we can do this because we have locks. Like, I don't know. I like the lock community a lot. So this is good. She was so nice. It was great. Yeah. If you have locks, like, say something in the comments so we can talk about our locks, or we can compliment each other, all the good stuff. It'll be great. Okay. Also, I'm not a wildly committed coffee drinker. I haven't had coffee in forever, but I got I think this is called a campfire latte. It looks like it has graham cracker crumbs on the top. It's got cream, chocolate. Yeah, I've definitely been, not definitely, but I've realized recently that I get a good amount of caffeine from drinking like tea every day, especially like black tea. Like, I've slowed down a little bit the past few months because I've been trying to bring down my caffeine. But I'm like, today I'm gonna have a little caffeine today, because I've only had like a teaspoon of caffeine a week recently. So I'm like, yes, for me. I just went to get a piece of paper towel. I has a little compartment on my door. I pulled the piece of paper towel off. Why is there a moth on it? Alive, just nestled in there. I just stomped that thing out so hard. Like, why would you be there? Christmas decorations, but it's August and they just rolled out the skeletons, so that didn't really work. So now I'm looking at pillows, but I'm thinking I should just save this gift card for when they actually have Christmas stuff. Just a little too early. Good Saturday morning. We about to hit the park, get our little run on. We still working on getting the shoes. His shoes were supposed to be here today, and mine just have not been purchased. So, but we're about to go. It's gonna be great.
Man.
So I'm just a little bit sad because I'm like, I try to have a light little something before we go. Oh, I thought that was a bug. That was weird. I thought I saw a bug. Anyway, so I was just happily eating an apple before I ate my little beef jerky or whatever. Why did a whole spider build a whole web on my car? I walked through that web. I'm like, I can't even finish this apple. Diabolical scheming was this. Ugh. Anyway, it's only 77 right now. Well, he's turning on music, so I guess I'm gonna stop. so pretty. Oh.
That's good. You working out in between the week?
Don't let the peer pressure win, y'all. Don't let the peer pressure win. I was about to follow these people.
I just wanted to.
So we took a little double date outing to the cutest possible tea house in the whole entire city of Detroit, probably aside from like the Whitney. But we went to Lily and Elise, which is on Livernois and 7 Mile. It was the absolute cutest place ever, down to the Gold Goose bathroom faucet, the cutest. We were able to pick 2 pots of tea, 2 savory items, and then the chef decided on like our little assortment of desserts. Some of that food I was a little bit nervous about, but it was actually so good. It really took us forever and a half to decide on our teas alone, so y'all, the staff was so patient with us because we were a mess. The last thing on my Saturday adventure to-do list was to go to a birthday party for my coworker's daughter. She turned the big old 9. I was not planning on skating, but I decided to just go ahead and do it. And I was glad I did because I hadn't gone skating in forever, and I hadn't gone skating without a whole bunch of kids either. So it's Sunday morning. Today is August 17th, and August 17th, 2025, which means that today is 5 years since my dad passed. So one thing that like bums me out is when I like meet new people or like start new things and I'm like, man, these people do not know my dad. I just want to tell y'all 5 little fun facts, 5 little things that I love about my dad. So number 1, I don't know, for some reason, one thing I remember the most about my dad, obviously like I was 20 when he passed, so it's not like I hardly have any memories of him or anything. I just always thought about his hands a lot. Like I remember as a kid just like grabbing his hands and like playing around with them or whatever. He also had a thing where he would like take our noses or like you know, just all the things. And I just remember thinking that his hands were like so big and like, you know, like crunchy, manly and hard and everything. Also, one of his hands, he was working for like a printing company at one point, and one of his hands got stuck in the printing press and it just kind of like burned like his knuckles off basically. But I just always remember that. But I just always remember thinking like, man, his hands are like big and like crunchy and hard and everything because like he works so hard. Yeah, I don't ever remember a time where my dad was just like slacking off as far as work. He was always somewhere getting paid, clocking in, cutting the grass at home, doing all the projects, all the things. So that's number 1. Number 2, my dad had a song for everybody, even people outside of our family, and we were like, hey, bud, bring it down. But it's funny, I just recently remembered my sister above me. I just remembered her song the other day because she had a birthday. And I was just like going through like the archives. I was like, can I remember everybody's song? And then I realized I was having a hard time remembering my own song. So I don't know how that happened. But yeah, everybody had a song. Even to the point where he kind of came up with a song like on the piano that he would always sing to my mom. I am tempted to say that he might have sung it at their wedding. But yeah, he always had a song for everybody. Number 3, it's more of a story. But anyway, for years as a kid, I had put, on my Christmas list, I had put a pair of red Converse, like for maybe like 3 years. And I think I was like 14. My dad was just like, okay, we're gonna go get your Converse today. And I was like, huh? Cause I'm like, I don't know, I'm thinking like we were not like, we weren't thriving necessarily growing up. So I kind of was like, for just like a random Tuesday afternoon, a pair of like what I saw as like designer shoes just on a random Tuesday afternoon, we're gonna go get your Converse today, was like, huh? So he took me to this one store. They didn't have them in my size, they didn't have the right color or something. And then he tried a few stores, but eventually I got my red Converse, and I was just like, just so appreciative of the fact that he like remembered and like made it happen. Number 4, my dad, he actually studied like visual arts, film type stuff for a little bit. He liked to dabble in that. And he was a camera operator at the church that my family used to go to. And he was like, he served on their TV media ministry for like my whole life for sure. It was a good maybe 20 years that he was like a camera operator and everything. He was always the guy with the camera. If a friend needed to film something, he was there. He had the camera. There were like maybe 2 times when he picked me up from children's church, like with the headset on and with the camera, and I'm like, I'm with this guy. So that was fun. Number 5, my dad made some mean chicken pot pie. Like mean chicken pot pie. To this day, I still have not had a chicken pot pie that topped his. I have not. I feel like the secret was that, see, like you got the chicken, you got the crust, the peas, the carrots, all the stuff. He used tater tots, and he always cooked it with this little, like this old spatula, like a little jacked up wooden handle. Like he's stirring up the pot with the spatula. So I think the secret was the spatula. I don't know, or maybe just the excitement of like, oh, dad's cooking today. I don't know. I have yet to taste one that topped his. That frozen stuff was never it. That's just 5 little fun facts about my dad. And you've probably seen this little picture that I have back here. RJ had a friend of ours, hold on, this one. That's me and my dad. And then the little inspo photos up there, I'll get it closer. But yeah, I'm about to head to church. I'm gonna go to first service. And today is our grandparents on RJ's side, their like pastoral anniversary. So they're having a little celebration at their church, so we'll be over there. And then I've got book club later. And I think that's it for the agenda today. I'm probably also gonna cut the video today. That'll probably be it. But yeah, let's go to church.
I did not appreciate how quick I was. Just trying to play.
So cute. We're singing a song.